for Saul. And the Lord repented that he had made Saul king over Israel. He turned back.
You read it, right? That's now David about to come in the next chapter when David gets anointed. But let's go run down Amalek real quick. First Chronicles chapter 1, 35 and 36 show you that Edomites. First Chronicles chapter 1. There's 2 verses. We're going to show you that the seed of Amalek is Esau. Amalek was the son of Esau. Right. So this cat during this feast of Purim was an Edomite that was trying to get at us. Alright? So First Chronicles 1, 35 and 36, the sons of Esau. It's also in Genesis chapter 36. First Chronicles chapter what? Chapter 1, verse 35 and 36. See, the Bible is the book of nationality, nation.
That's right.
History, prophecy.
Not religion.
War, not religion and all that. It's a historical book. These things happen. All right, let's get this. First Chronicles 1. We're going to First Chronicles 1 to show you that Amalek is a son of Esau. Agag was the king of Amalek, who Samuel just chopped in pieces. Haman and Esther was an Agagite, meaning he was the son of Agag, who was from the seed of Amalek, right? Who daddy was Esau. The so-called Caucasian, if you want to call it that today.
Everybody there?
Let's get it.
First Chronicles chapter 1, verses 35 and 36. The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Reuel, and Jeush, and Jaalam, and Korah. The sons of Eliphaz, Teman, and Omar. Zephi, Zephi and Gatam, and Kenaz, and Timnah, and Amalek.
And Amalek. These are sons of Esau.
Right.
All right, so now we know that Haman in Esther 3 was an Edomite.
Right.
That's who he was. All right, real quick, Exodus 17 and 6. Real quick, show you the prophecy on Amalek.
Exodus, what, 17:6?
Exodus 17, I believe 16. My bad, missed 5. Just want to show y'all some judgments the Most High got for Amalek.
Exodus what?
Exodus 17, 16,
Right.
Numbers 24 and 20. We just had to show this, y'all, so we know who we dealing with. You be like, who's the Agag?
Right.
And then once we show he an Edomite, and we get to the Esther in the book in the Apocrypha, it's gonna link this boy right back to the Macedonians, right. The Greeks.
Right.
So people tell you the Greeks are not Edomites, they're lying.
Right.
That's why we went here and showed. Because some people teach the Greeks are Japhite.
Right.
That is not the truth. So we just showed that Agag is Amalek. Amalek is an Edomite.
Right.
Biblical name for the Caucasian. When we finish this Esther on up, it's going to identify him as a Greek, though.
Right.
You see that showing you that the Edomites took over them Japhetic lands. That's what happened. You got something, bro?
Genesis 25, Samuel came out. Harry read all.
Yeah, but you know you got people that trip off landmass only.
Right.
And that's just for that. You know, some people like, well, that's Europe. Really, that's Asia. Right. When you look at where Jaffa was at, that's mainly Asia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just putting it out there that we're going to show it connected. That's another witness showing that the Edomites took over the Greek Isles, the Roman Isles, which you know is Russia. I mean, Russia borders Mongolia and China. Why they don't look alike? Why they look totally different night and day, and they a border, they one day imaginary line away from each other. Right. Some type of conquering went down. Right. You got something, brother?
Right.
Not really. We got 16 chapters.
Yeah, not when it comes down to the prophecy.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's get it. Let's get this. Exodus 17, verse 16. What's the judgment on Amalek? But remember, Saul just chopped him in pieces. The king of Amalek. Samuel just chopped him in pieces.
Talking about the whole chapter.
Let's get Exodus 17. Y'all read it on your own time.
Yeah.
Excellent read.
Read the whole chapter. It goes into a story with Moses and Joshua and Amalek. This whole chapter here.
Come on, let's get it. Exodus chapter 17, verse 16.
For he said, Because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation.
Ooh, see that? Generation to generation, the Most High will have war with these certain group of Edomites.
Right.
Amalek. All right. Now jump over to Numbers 24. One verse in there too.
Numbers chapter 24.
Verse 20.
Verse 20.
We know the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. We know Amalek is the son of Esau.
That's right.
The Edomite. And believe it or not, that's the top tribe out of Esau. Some people, according to the history, those might be these guys right here. What they at? It might be these guys right here in the top 2 rows.
Right.
What they call the Jewish people today.
Right.
So they Edomites, but they run Esau. They
right.
run out of all the Caucasian tribes, the Jewish folks is running. Right? So trip off this next verse.
Esau time.
Numbers chapter 24, verse 20. Yes, sir. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his pearl and said, Amalek was the first of the nations.
Amalek was the what?
First of the
So
nations.
he's the head of the nations. Right? Come on, brother.
But his latter end shall be that he perish forever.
But his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Right? So he's the head, even though he's an Edomite, he's the top class out of them Edomites. Esau's son Amalek. And the Lord said he's going to have war with them from generation to generation.
Right.
Now you know why Samuel chopped the king of Amalek in pieces. Now you know why the Most High told Saul to destroy them, because they done did some things they weren't supposed to be doing.
That's right.
All right, now that we know that, let's go back to Esther. Esther chapter 3.
And let us say also, y'all, we're not talking about when you see what you call Caucasian lady say, well, I'm supposed to be at war with you. This was one of the tribes.
Where them shake it? Them shake it. Them shake it. Hold on, y'all, listen, check out. Trip off this, come on.
Deuteronomy tell us, do not abhor the Edomite, for he's your brother. That's our twin brother. That's why you always see us together. Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. You see Richard Pryor and this and that. We tied together because we were birthed together, but it says we were 2 different nations, 2 different groups of people. So we have to understand there will be Edomites that come to understand who we are, like John Brown and different people like that, who saw who we were and accepted it and came to our rescue in certain times, had compassion on us, like the scripture said. So this is not talking about all of any white people. It's talking about the chief tribes who hated the Most High's word. So y'all, let's not get that twisted and think that this is talking about all.
Right, you ready to go out and kill white folk.
That's right.
Ain't nobody telling y'all go out and kill white folk. Right, that ain't what this is talking about.
Go ahead.
The Lord got war with who he got war with. Zay, what's up, bro?
I was just about to say, Dad, you need a good point.
Hold it down, y'all.
Dad, you need a good point, because our sister ain't here right now. The scripture says, blood value of circumcision. We have to be going about this word and truth. But we have a sister, we got several sisters that may be from somewhere else, or might be from Amalek, or whatever tribe, but you know what? We'll walk tough with them. I'll walk tough with these sisters and brothers. Real talk. We have to stand on our rights. So it ain't about no black, white. We can't get caught up in that because that's a trick bag.
That's right.
No doubt,
What he's saying
no
is that we will have white sisters and brothers in fellowship with us. And if they down with this word, then they down with us, because this is spiritual. This ain't flesh.
Exactly.
This is about the spirit. They down here, your mother, sister, brother ain't. Like Christ said.
Right.
They said your mother and your brother out there. He said, who is my mother? Who is my brother? This is my mother and my brother. So y'all, we have to understand that it's always spiritual first.
No doubt. Right. Anybody of any other nation can serve our God. They just got to be willing to serve our God.
That's right.
So that's the stipulation. You can't abhor somebody that want to do that.
Right.
Right. But if they on the other side, Jew or Gentile, they heathens to us.
That's right.
All right. Let's finish it. Let's get to it. Let's get Esther chapter 3.
Esther chapter 3.
Verse 1.
We're going to read verse 1 again.
Now we know who Haman is.
That's right.
He's an Edomite. More specifically, from the seed of Amalek, a son of Esau, in the ancient Persian Empire. All right?
So you're putting faces with the pictures you're reading about now.
Yeah.
When you're looking at Esther, you're looking at one of our sisters, you know, so you got that picture in your mind. So you can read along and you won't find yourself. Just get to the New Testament when it say Jew and Gentile. All this Agagite and Zagagite.
I don't know what that means.
What that means? Well, we telling you what it means. So you get clear understanding.
And then the Persians, for y'all who don't know, Persia is Iran today.
That's right.
They was Persia all the way up to 1935. Ancient land of the Persians. So now you can picture Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the leader of Persia.
Right.
Or Iran when you read these things. Shalom, y'all.
Here we go. Esther chapter 3 verse 1.
Let's get it.
After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
He got rank and honor within this Persian kingdom. All right, this Edomite thing. All right, come on, brother.
And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did he reverence.
Nor did him reverence. Because it's against, we are not to bow, we only bow to the Most High.
That's right.
Not no man or no idol images, none of that. So
right.
Everybody else bows. You know, Mordecai to say the king's life and all that.
That's right.
Just say the king's life. Now it's like, go ahead and bow before this Edomite that I put up above everybody. And even though the king said in this law of the land, bro, like, I can't do that. I'm not bowing to him.
Yeah, you can do it.
Come on, brother, let's get
Verse
it.
3. Then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, Why transgresseth thou the king's commandment?
Why you breaking the king's commandment? Why you ain't bowing? All right, come on, brother.
Now it came to pass, when they spoke daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai matters would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew.
Man, I'm an Israelite, dog. I can't bow. You serious? I can't bow to you. You already know that's gonna get me took off the map if I bow to you. I can't bow to you. Right? So now they try to convince him, they persuade him.
That's right.
Nah, it didn't happen. All right, so come on, bro, let's get it.
And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai.
Like, man, look, you know, these them slaves. I mean, he up here in the king's court, cupbearing and doing things or whatever, but all his people were slaves. You know that, right?
Right.
All right, come on.
Made him even matter.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of
If
Mordecai.
y'all don't know King Ahasuerus, if you watch 300, that's King Xerxes. If you watch the movie 300, that's that king that was trying to get everybody to bow to him. Right. All right, he was a historical character. All right, that's King Ahasuerus right here. All right, come on, brother.
In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast Purim, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month of Adar.
Purr, or lots, they used to cast, something they used to do to ascertain the will of God. Like people that were spiritual, they used to cast lots. You know what today is shooting dice. Shooting dice. That's basically what they was doing back then, just so they could try to get an understanding of what the spiritual side was saying. All right, come on, brother.
And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad.
What?
And a certain people scattered abroad.
Sound familiar? Yes. Certain people scattered abroad. Come on, brother.
And dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. And their laws are diverse from all people.
Their laws are different from everybody else's laws. Come on, brother.
Neither keep they the king's law.
They don't even keep the king's laws. Come on, brother.
Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
Ain't like there's no reason why you got these people living.
Right.
No reason. They're not even in subjection to you. This is what the Edomite is telling the king about our people. Right? Come on, brother.
If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed.
May be what?
Be destroyed.
So he put in an executive order. Let's go ahead and put it in today's terms. They got to write executive orders to pass certain laws today. So what just happened is they like, king, put an executive order out there. You hear me? To kill these people. That's why we feasted Monday and Tuesday because we were delivered from a horrible catastrophe.
Like
Like the executive order was kill everybody in them 127 provinces that's an Israelite. All because one brother wouldn't bow to this Edomite. One brother wouldn't bow. He got the king Ur. They put an executive order out there to kill every last one of them.
That's right.
I've heard it said from Brother Daniel before we first started doing this as a remembrance for this particular feast is that we would have been wiped off the face of the earth and none of us in this room would have existed.
Right.
So
These are your
that's
people.
another way of looking at how we do this in remembrance that we wouldn't even be here.
Yep. Why?
All of this stems from Africa. All this stems from Jacob.
No,
It's there from
Saul.
it's tripping. Tripping. He talking about this right here. He talking about
It's Haman and Mordecai.
Yeah, it goes from back to Haman and Mordecai the brother. Remember, he wouldn't bow to him. So he got that mad and was like, look, kill everybody of his people. All right? Let's get back into it though, y'all. Chapter 3, where we at?
Verse 9. And if it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business, to bring it into the king's
He
treasury.
said, I'm willing to even pay to kill all them. I'll pay to get rid of all them. This is a straight hatred he got for our people. Pure hatred.
Ain't nothing new. They did this, what, 400 years ago?
Hey, ain't nothing new.
This reminds me of how Baby Bush tried to finish what Daddy Bush started.
Hey, same bloodline. Same bloodline.
Same hatred.
Come on, brother.
Verse 10. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy.
The who?
The Jews'
The
enemy.
Jews' enemy, because these people hate us. All right, come on, brother.
And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee. Then were the king's scribe called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, in the name of King Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's rings.
Executive order. And notice it said the first day of the 13th day of the first month. Any of y'all didn't know, that's right around Passover.
That's right.
And they were trying to kill the brethren. All right, come on, brother.
And the letters were sent by post. Hold on. What you got, brother?
We're talking about the month of Nisan,
Yeah.
tell you around that time, around the first month, which today, we call them big.
Right, they were interchangeable. 1 month, Abib is 12 months, and Nisan is 13 months, but we have 12 and 13 months under the Hebrew calendar.
Come on, brother.
Verse 13. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces, to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews.
Not some of them.
All Jews.
The ones he liked.
All Jews.
All Israelites was finna get wiped off the map because of this executive order that went down right here. All right, come on, brother.
Both young and old, little children and women.
So, they ain't like they just coming to get the men. Everybody. All right, come on, brother.
In one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, to take the spoil of them for a prey. And you see it said verse 13, it said they sent it to all the posts. It was like post office, so it was going out in the mail.
Yeah. On the way. So the mailing thing ain't that new either.
Right. Verse 14.
Yes, sir.
The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day. The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given in Shushan the palace. And the king and Haman sat down to drink. But the city Shushan was perplexed.
Perplexed. This executive order just went out to kill everybody that's from the bloodline of Israel. And they sat on down and sat back. It's time to chill now.
Right.
Right? Let's keep it going. Chapter 4.
Chapter 4, Esther.
The book of Esther, chapter 4. Start at verse 1. Why are we feasting? Why are we feasting Monday?
That's right.
What are we doing this for? This is a memorial a memorial how the Lord, not only on this time, but go check history. Many times he delivered us out of, right when we was about to get took off the mountain, he delivered us by the skin of our teeth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
See that?
Right.
Because the order just went out to kill all that.
Right.
And so she's included. All right, let's get this. Chapter 4. What's going to happen?
Chapter 4, verse 1.
Why are we feasting on the Feast of Purim? Somebody be able to answer at the end of it.
That's right.
When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry, and came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate cloth with sackcloth.
Sackcloth, meaning he took off his fly garments and put on his rags.
Right.
Mourning clothes, mourning apparel. Right, time to get in the dust, faced on the ground, and pray to the Most High to deliver us. That ain't your good clothes, and you're going out clothes. Right? Put your rags on. What's up, bro?
So this is where they're getting his Ash Wednesday thing from.
That what?
Ash Wednesday, and they put his cross on.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're still trying to pull it.
Some,
He's an ex-cat, you know. Go ahead.
there's some significance.
I do I mean it like that. I do I mean it. You know, my brother used to be a Catholic. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
But
bro.
yeah, that's where the significance comes to. You know, the ash, they get that out of the scripture, the Ash Wednesday. It's just that one time that they do it, but you know, we do it whenever we feel the need.
What?
To mourn.
Right, but we never put no cross on your head.
Right.
You know.
Cigarette ashes and put them on your head. Lord, never protect you.
No.
I see them doing it.
What you
my nieces,
Right.
they be having palms,
Right.
ashes. They be putting the ashes on their head.
Well, look what it does.
Baptist church.
Right, the Most High say what we return back to is what we are, dust and ashes. So when you get down in the dust and ashes, you just get down on the ground. You get in the dirt, you bowing your head to the ground, putting your head in the dirt. You sincere at this point. You know a change got to come and you willing to bow down the same way they bow down like that when they know a F5 tornado coming. Everybody get down.
In the fetal position, don't you?
Even the animals.
Let's get this.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the
Or
Jews,
it should be. We finna get killed. All right, come on.
and fasting, and weeping, and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and
It's
ashes.
like Barack Obama had a right-hand partner named Rahm Emanuel.
Right.
And he got in his ear and was like, look, all the so-called Negro in America need to be killed.
Right.
Right? This is why they don't respect you or whatever. Right? And so guess what? He kicked back, had him a little drink. Hey, man, hey, I trust you. You're an advisor of mine. Run that.
Right.
Go ahead and do that.
Right.
Right? So, of course, if we got word, you know, Barack just signed an executive order
Right.
to kill all the brothers that knew the truth,
Right.
you would be mourning. Like,
Right.
wow, it's time to get it in out here.
Think about that, what Jesse wanted to do to him on the secret tapes they heard.
Jesse Jackson.
I wanna cut
hey.
his
Oh,
off.
yeah. I don't know if everybody heard that, but maybe you don't. They called Jesse Jackson talking bad about Barack. Bad about him. I know that. He hurried up and took it back too.
Right.
All right, come on, y'all, let's get it. Let's finish this.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
So Esther maids and her chamberlain came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai, and to take away his sackcloth from him. But he received it not. Then called Esther from Hattach,
For a top.
one of the king's chamberlain, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. So Hattach went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay the king's treasurers for the Jews to destroy
Out of
them.
his own pocket, our enemy was like, man, I'll pay to kill them. I'm good. I'll pay for that. That's a hatred right there.
That's right.
All right, come on, brother.
Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king, to make supplication unto him, and to make requests before him for her people.
Like, look, you the one, you are safety net right there. You an Israelite, but you the queen. You got the king earth.
Right.
You need to go in there and holler at him. Right? But it's just one problem. You can't come before the king unless you call. If not, it's a death sentence. Right? Let's keep reading. What the sister gonna do?
That's right.
All right, come on, let's get it. She gonna sell out.
And Atash came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again, Esther spake unto Atash and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. All the king's servant and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death.
If you show up in front of the king, you ain't called, off with your head.
That's right.
And Esther knew that, right? But remember, her people finna get wiped off the globe. So she's in a position right now. Come on, brother.
Except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live.
See, so the king could, pardon you though. He could, even though you showed up, he didn't call you. If he hold his golden scepter out, you good. But if he don't, you look over his boys, off with your head.
Right.
All right? Come on, brother, let's get it.
But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days.
She's like, I ain't even been called. You telling me go get my head took?
Right.
He ain't called me. All right, come on, brother.
And they told to Mordecai Esther's word.
What Mordecai say?
Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther. Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
Don't think you safe because you know you're the wife to the king. You an Israelite too. Don't forget that. All right? Come on.
For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
You're going to be destroyed if you don't stand up. We're going to be delivered anyway. That's what Mordecai said. The Most High ride for his people. You need to stand up though. Cousin. That was his cousin. All right, come on, brother.
And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Well, who knows if you probably in this position for this reason.
Right.
You probably a queen in his right ear for this very reason right here. All right, come on, brother.
Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer.
Tell him this thing. Since I got to go ahead and put it on the line. Tell him this. All right, come on.
Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me.
She's like, you better start fasting. All right, come on.
And neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
Oh, if I'm gone, then forget it. I'm going to show up, but hey, if my head get took, then so be it.
Right.
That's faith right there, though. Right? You may be in this position for this reason.
Right.
All right? Come on, brothers, get it.
So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him.
Let's go into chapter 5. We read through so we can paint a picture for y'all.
That's right.
Seldom do we get a chance to read through a whole book
Yep.
in class.
Yep. And y'all see it's a story too.
But you see that it paints a storyline for you when we get a chance to do this so you can understand, oh, that's why we're doing that.
That's right.
That makes sense. See that? Let's get to it.
Chapter 5. Now it came to pass on the third day.
This second time over here. This is time. It's back to you. You only have one. Y'all doing 2, right?
Yeah.
Chapter 5. Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel.
Put on a good clothes.
Right.
Royal apparel. Going out.
Right.
All right, come on, brother.
And stood in the inner court of the king's house, over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house.
Come on.
And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight.
Oh.
And the king held out Esther the golden scepter.
So he pardoned her. Even though you didn't show up, you know, the law say take your head, he gonna pardon. Right? Most I gave him favor. That's right. Come on, brother.
So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter.
Hold on. Where you at? What verse you at?
Verse 2.
Verse 2. Start verse 2 again.
Verse 2 again. And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter.
She touched the top of his staff.
Right.
Okay. That's what it is. Come on, brother.
Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou, Queen Esther?
What you want, queen? There's got to be something. You showed up and ain't even got called.
Right, undeniable.
So holler at me. What you want? All right, come on.
And what is thy request? It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom.
You can ask me whatever you want. I even give you half of my kingdom. She ain't even asking.
Right.
You hear me?
Ain't even asking. See how you give it up? She ain't even said nothing.
Yeah, she had to be jaw dropping for us. Jaw dropping like that. I mean, for him to offer half his kingdom.
Right.
To her. And she didn't even ask for it.
Right.
That's like a girl saying, you can have my paycheck.
Right, when they come back.
That just shows how fast
Let's get it. All right, y'all, let's get it. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Let's get it.
Verse 4. And Esther answered, If it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
She was like, look, I done prepared a dinner for y'all. Bring him too. Bring your boy. Hang him. Right? Come on, brother.
Then the king said, Cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther hath
He
said.
said, hey, you know you my right-hand man. Do what the queen just said.
Right.
Go handle that. All right, come on, brother.
So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared.
Come on.
And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine.
Banquet of what?
Banquet of wine.
That was a banquet of wine. Wine was there. So later boy, you can't drink. Just don't be drunk. Know your limitation, right?
Right. You know, they have all them in their wine tastings. It was the same type deal.
Yeah. Come on to this little banquet of wine I got for y'all. All right, come on, brother.
What is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom, it shall be performed.
There you go again. Woman, I'll give you half my kingdom.
There it is.
Huh?
Get it.
I'll drink that bath water. It's all bad. Come on, brother. And let you know the beauty of a woman, a paralyzer, bro. You hold on. You gotta keep your focus, brother.
Right.
You start offering all type of stuff.
Your kingdom.
Hey, keep your focus.
Go to court, that's what you get. Half your kingdom.
Half your kingdom. Half your kingdom. Come on, brother, get it. Yeah.
Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request is, verse 8, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king has
So
said.
she drawing it out. She's like, we're doing another feast tomorrow. So y'all show up tomorrow too. All right, come on, brother.
Then went the man forth that day joyful and with a glad
He
heart.
ain't even tripping. He don't know the queen know he been plotting on her people. None of that. I'm all good. I ain't only down with the king. The queen cool with me too.
Right.
Yeah, come on, bro, let's get
When
it.
the man saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him. He was full of indignation against Mordecai.
Mordecai still ain't bowing. Ain't paying him no reference, nothing. So he don't buzz. Everybody else get up, buzz, salute the heathen. You know, hey. Mordecai like, ain't nothing popping. Right. So he's mad even more now.
Right.
Haman even.
Right, he mad even more because he was happier. Like you just described it, he was so happy to be kicking it with the king and queen. And he's just joyful, skipping home and that nigga
Mordecai.
Mordecai was like Samuel Jackson in the Django when Django come in, he say, nigga in the house. No, this nigga, no.
Hey, that's the, I mean, a lot of people mad at that movie, boy, but I was truly laughing. You gotta laugh at that. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 10.
Go ahead, bro.
Nevertheless,
Because she don't have her garment on, the king doesn't know she's Jew.
It's more than that. You know, the Iranians, you know, are dark-skinned folks as well.
Right.
Like the Egyptians, dark-skinned, like the
Indians.
right. So it's more than just not the garment, like with Joseph. Remember Joseph was down in Egypt,
Right.
and his Hebrew brothers show up and don't know he's a Hebrew, right? Because he's dressed up like an Egyptian. One and two, he looked just like an Egyptian.
Right. He don't know her. He don't know where she comes from.
Not yet. Not yet. It's coming though. It's coming. Come on, let's get it.
Verse 10, y'all.
Y'all listen up, let's get it.
verse 10. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh his wife. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children, and all the things wherein the king had promoted him, and how he had advanced him above the princes and the servants of the king. Haman said, moreover, yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared but myself.
He's like, look, ain't nobody else even to show up but me. So I must be good.
He looking at vice presidency.
Yeah, he must be good, is what he thinking. He not knowing the queen already know how to use. I had my husband sign an executive order to kill all my people.
Right.
Oh yeah, bring your bowl. I'm having something else tomorrow. Make sure he there too. Alright. You setting him up. I see where it's going.
Right.
Setting him right up. Can you imagine when he get busted out? Stuttering like a ooze. What had happened was he Alright, let me get
Big man T-Resh.
Alright, brother. We'll be at verse what?
Verse 12.
And tomorrow am I invited unto her also with the king. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate.
I can't stand that nigga. I can't stand that nigga.
All right, come on, brother. Verse 13 again. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. Then said Zeresh his wife and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high.
Then you know, look, a cubit is 18 inches. Times it by 50. Times it by 50. 50 times 18, brother saying 75, they get the math on the fly. But that's how high these gallows was. They was finna hang Mordecai. All our people, they was making gallows to kill us. All right, come on, brother.
And tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. Then go thou in merrily with the king unto the banquet. And the thing pleased Haman. and he caused the gallows to be
So
made.
his wife like, look, all you gotta do is make some gallows
Right.
to kill all these cats. What you tripping off of?
Right.
Once they made, go over to the king and tell him, look, I want Mordecai head on a silver platter. Hang him right here. That's all you gotta do. That's what his wife telling him.
Right.
You're like, oh, that do sound good, right?
Right. Truly one flesh.
Hey, they truly one flesh and wicked.
I was tripping off the fact of a white lady named Zeresh.
Right.
When you really think about it.
Go get all that. Let's go to the next chapter. We about to get into Haman getting busted out.
All right,
It's coming up in a couple chapters. Y'all bear with us.
chapter 6.
Esther chapter 6.
On that night could not the king sleep, and he commanded to bring the book of records of the chronicles, and they were read before the king.
So the king, most out disturbed the king's sleep, couldn't sleep that night. Right? Get the record books out. Something going on here. Remember Mordecai saved his life. Remember we read it earlier.
That's right.
He saved the king's life. The king can't sleep. He like, you know what? Get the records out. Something driving my sleep away from me.
That's
All
right.
right, come on, brother.
And it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh to the king's chamberlains.
Sound like some brother named T-Rex.
To the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hands on King Ahasuerus. And the king said, what honor and dignity have been done to Mordecai for this?
He's like, look, he done saved my life. I know we hooked him up.
Right.
We had to, right? Come on, brother.
Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for
Ain't
him.
nothing happened for him. He saved your life. We done forgot about him.
And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was come into the outward court of the king's house to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
King like, okay, if we didn't do that for him, his first question is, when he in the court, right? Because he got all type of servants in his court, right? Haman just so happened to be walking through the court.
Right.
Just so happened to come holler at the king about hanging Mordecai.
Exactly.
He just found out Mordecai saved my life.
Right.
But his right-hand man is walking up to tell him, hey, look, we need to kill him. I already made the gallows.
Right.
All right, come on, let's get it.
Verse 5. And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth in the court. And the king said, let him come in.
Bring him on in here. Come on, let's get it.
So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor? Now,
So he's asking this boy, you my right-hand man, right? Hey, so look, dude saved my life. Somebody saved my life.
Right.
What's supposed to be done?
y'all see it? Haman thinking this is him.
Yeah, he thinking that he's asking him something because he's finna hook him up.
Right.
Y'all ever thought y'all read a story like this in the Bible? Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do honor more than to myself?
He's like, wife didn't invite me to the banquet. You heard me? I got a ring and everything. I'm good. So the king must be talking about me. Yeah.
And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighted to honor, let the royal apparel be brought which the king uses to wear, and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which the king set upon his head.
Not the drink crown roll. There go bring some drink, huh? No, the crown. Put a crown on his head.
And your horse, and your gold clothes.
Everything.
Yeah.
So he's telling the king with hopes that the king is thinking about him. I want to ride on the horse. He's thinking, okay, cool, I'm going to ride on the horse, we get the garments together, put that crown on my head, I deserve it anyway. Right? Come on, brother.
Verse 9, and let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of the one, the king, most noble princes, that they may array the man with all whom the king delighted to honor, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighted to honor.
So he said, and get your top prince. Have him walk, whoever dude is you talking about, parade him through the town on horseback. Oh, now mind you, he think that the king talking about him. He not knowing he talking about Mordecai. All right, come on, brother, let's get it.
Then the king said to Haman, make haste,
Make haste, hurry up.
Right.
Make haste.
Right.
Come on, brother.
and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai the Jew, that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all thou hast spoken.
Everything you said, you better perform to the letter.
Shots cracking his face.
Cracking his face.
Shots fired.
You see that? So the Most High bestowed favor on his brother. Right? And his enemy had to get down.
Right, made his enemy his footstool, his horseman.
Come on, brother, let's get it.
Then took Haman the apparel and the horse, and arrayed Mordecai, and brought him on horseback through the street of the city, and proclaimed before him, Thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate, but Haman hastened to his house mourning,
running home, crying,
and having his head covered.
And what had is having his head
covered.
Put his hoodie all the way on, just crying. They put me on Front Street like that.
Verse 13.
And Haman told Zeresh his wife and all his friends everything that had befallen him. Then said his wise men and Zeresh his wife unto him, If Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before whom thou hast begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him, but shalt surely fall before him.
Wife told him, like, look, I wish you to tell me he was an Israelite.
Right.
Sarah, you ain't gonna be able to win this one. You ain't gonna be able to win this one. You tripping.
You done held back vital info.
Verse 14.
And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlains and hastened to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared.
Now Esther about to earn him out. Right. Remember, this is the second feast.
He forgot all about the banquet.
He done went home crying, forgot he supposed to be at the banquet with the queen. Right? Okay, now we going to Esther chapter 7. One chapter over.
All right. So the king and Haman came to the banquet with Esther the queen. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day, at the banquet of wine, What is thy petition, Queen Esther? It shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom.
Still offering half his kingdom. Still offering. Come on, brother.
Then Esther the queen answered and said, If I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request.
Come on now.
For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage.
Come on.
Then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther the queen, Who is he, and where is he, that durst presume in his heart to do so?
Somebody finna kill you and your people. Right. Oh, where you at? Read that again. Not hey, you know having these knocking like a nigga.
Something else tight right now.
Yeah. Read that again.
Verse 5.
Y'all.
Then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther the queen, Who is he, and where is he that durst presume in his heart to do so? And Esther said, The adversary and the enemy is the wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen.
Your boy right there. There you go. Right there. Oh, him right there. He been trying to plot and kill all us. So you know his knees knocking. Know his knees knocking. Come on, brother.
And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden. And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen, for he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
Come on.
Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the palace of the banquet of wine, and Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was. Then said the king,
Read that again.
Read that again. He tripping. Come on, y'all. He really tripping, ain't he? You on the bed? You on the queen bed.
Verse 8 again. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine. And Haman was fallen upon the bed whereon Esther was.
It's all bad.
Then said the king, Will he force the queen also? Before me in the house? This boy crazy.
Wow, this cat really ain't got no type of firm meat. All right, come on, brother.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's
Man,
face.
don't tag and bag this cat. Should I say trip? Come on.
Oh, man.
Hey, y'all, this is in the Bible. What about that? Bible ain't no squirt books. You know, you read it like, no, it goes down. It goes down up in here. Sometimes you can't put it down. You can't focus it. All right, come on, bro, let's get it.
And Harbana, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, Behold also, the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, Hang him thereon.
So you actually dig your own grave. Right. When he built them gallows, he built them for him and his whole family. Right. And didn't even know. All right. So the king said, hang him on them. Come on, brother.
Verse 10. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
Let's go on to chapter 8. We almost there, y'all. It's going to tell you why we feast.
That's right.
What are we here for?
And that also goes to show what will happen if you get past that, your hour of temptation that Christ speaks of.
Yes, sir.
It comes on every man.
Yes, sir. And notice the bro was being hated and persecuted because he refused to bow.
Right.
Because he was doing righteous things like that. I'm not finna bow to y'all, bow to no man.
Right.
I bow to the Most High. That's it.
Right, and understand this, y'all, it almost looks like a mirror image. The only difference in this thing is that when you look at the situation we're in right now, the king of this nation is a Hamite versus a Persian. His wife is an Israelite. His right-hand man or his advisor is an Edomite.